Hey, Astamura, welcome back. No, it wasn't serious, but it was kind of serious. Our power company has been working to restore power to everybody in the city for a couple of weeks since the first storm hit. And we got our power back, and I'm not going to get too engine-nerdy, but there was a portion of the electrical system that serves the area where I live that had been damaged, that was somewhat critical, but not 100% necessary to power being up. And the utility company came out here while I was in the middle of my live stream and cut the power off to the area so that they could fix it. It only took them, this 30 minutes or 40 minutes to do it, but still, everything should be repaired back to normal now. So I did check the save file. Everything is still okay with the game. So a couple of scares to an honor mode playthrough save this morning. But yeah, power was, the utility company did cut the power for about 30 minutes to do a unnecessary repair in the process of, like I said, getting everything in the city back to 100%. So I can't fault them for it. It needed to be done. When I talked to them, like I say, I do a lot of work with these folks, and when I talked to them, they were very nice about it, but it needed to be done. So glad it's finished. Yeah, it was definitely needed. It just wasn't like I say, our power's been on for a while here. There was just a problem with the overall architecture of the grid that we're connected to that they needed to fix. And they needed to fix it right outside our property. So, certainly glad that they got it done. So, we'll go ahead and get started here in a couple of minutes. And I'm sure we'll get more people trickle back in as we go. Yeah, so am I. Glad it was just a repair and not something more serious. Okay, welcome everyone again to part 2 of our Baldur's Gate 3 Honor Mode gameplay series. I'm, again, as always, Commander Dror, and I want to thank you for returning to our stream. I didn't know how long the stream was going to be out, so I closed the stream out rather than having you guys just sit there and watch a black screen. I terminated the last live stream, and we're going to pick back up here where we were. Off stream, after the power did come back up, I did check the save file, and everything seems to be okay. The game, when it closed down, saved where where we previously were, which is good. So I had lost all my monitors. My UPS is great, but it didn't evidently shift over fast enough, and I lost all picture. So I wasn't able to orderly shut things down on my computer here. I had to go to my alternate computer upstairs to shut things down. And wasn't entirely sure what had happened to the game, but it seems like it's okay. So we're going to go ahead and jump back in here, and like I say, hopefully we'll get a few more of all of you that are going to trickle back in here as they see that we're live again. So. Hey Rudy, thanks for being here. Yeah, glad it's taken care of. Hopefully, cross our fingers, we won't see any more issues. But yeah, here we go. You can see where we had done our pre-positioning, or some of it up top. We're still here. Astarion's back in here after we were explaining how to deal with Minthara. So we're going to head back up to the top here.
Subtle steps.
What's cooking?
We're gonna move Karlak down here. Now, Karlak's positioning is a little weird. Because ideally I want her here. But we're going to have a patrolling Narvas here, whose detection cone is going to come up and knock her out of hiding. You can see where it is. So I really want her there, though. I do not want her over here if I can. So I'm going to wait for Narvas to go away, get everybody else positioned.
Nothing hurts anymore.
Where I want them to be.
Don't want to draw any attention. Breathe deep and move. Out of sight, out of mind.
Normally, my bard's okay here in this corner, but we'll verify it as they're patrolling. And Gale's more than fine back here. So Astarion is going to... It's going to be the one to start this off. Okay. But again, as I've said, we want to be a little careful here with how we do this. We do not want Astarion to be in hiding when we do this. We want combat to start immediately. And I'm hoping to take off again half, at least, of Dror Ragzlin's hit points here. Maybe more, but I think maybe less, but I'm hoping for half.
I'd love to, thanks.
Okay, we're going to put Karlak into hiding, and we're going to go ahead and start this off. And I'm going to, again, as we did previously, start off with a bolt here, but also be ready to follow it up. And I'm going to wait until Narvas goes away to attack somebody else as well after this. And I would like to go after the Warlock if he doesn't die. No. No. I'm so sick of that. I am so sick of that. The dumbest thing ever, that offensive attacks work by clicking on a portrait. So dumb.
Invisible me.
How delicious.
Okay. I want to get into combat.
Happy days.
Come on. Okay, there we go. We're into combat. Sometimes that can get a little hectic because people get blown all over the map and you're not in combat and you want to be in combat.
I don't need any attention.
You don't want anybody to heal Dror because we have something to look at here. So Dror is the only person here in the Goblin camp that has a legendary action. Okay? So Dror can immediately galvanize his minions within 5 meters once per turn when an enemy targets one of its allies. So in other words, if I attack anybody except for Dror, he's going to use a legendary action to galvanize his minions. Now, what does galvanize do? Galvanize means that all enemies within 5 meters are going to have an action surge that they can use, which means, just like the fighter action surge, they can attack multiple times in that same turn, and we don't want that to happen. So we want to focus all of our attacks on Dror Ragzlin as much as we can until we get him dead. Once he's dead, then we can start focusing on other people. Okay? Oh, Astamura. Thank you. You didn't have to do that. I appreciate it. I guess Chad is probably saying that is the first ever super on a live stream, and it is. thank you very much. I don't know what to say other than thank you. I don't deserve it. All of you just watching the stream and interacting is more than enough, but thank you very, very much for that. I appreciate it. Nobody else, like I say, I don't ask for subscriptions or likes or any of this sort of stuff, so don't, feel any obligation from me to do any of that, but thank you very much, customer. I appreciate your kindness. So we'll go ahead and keep going here, and we're gonna try and, as we've said, get attacks on Dror Ragzlin here. And the first thing that we want to do is make sure that we get rid of this war drum over here. We got rid of this one here with the explosion. We want to get rid of this one as well. And we're going to utilize somebody else to do that. But first, let's see if we can get a sneak attack from Astarion here. To land. And I'm trying to think of where I need to be here for this. So where can I get a shot on him? I can get it from here, but that's out of range. So I don't want to do that. Can I get line of sight here? Maybe, but I prefer to be up here, but that's a long distance. And I don't want to... These detection cones, I don't know if that's an actual detection cone or not. Let's move to here.
On the way.
Do I have line of sight? I do. Still out of range. Still out of range. Okay, here we go. So now I'm going to go into hiding here with my bonus action.
Let's find some prey.
So that I have I have sneak attack on this. Well, I wouldn't have had to do that because I have initiative from assassinate initiative here. But we're going to, if I attack and hit Narvas, he's going to buff everybody around him with a legendary action. So if I use an AoE arrow here, it's going to cause a problem. So I don't want to do that. Okay, that was a big hit, which is exactly what we needed. Now, where are... Hey, Lord Henry, thanks for being here. Welcome back. Okay, so now let's look at everybody else here and see what we can do.
Never wanted the easy path.
Because he always ends up in a weird position here. After the explosions, you're never really sure where he's going to land. I can get an attack here, which is good. I probably want to roll with initiative here. I'm not attacking, no.
Let's spill some blood.
So Dror rolled down near the bottom of this order. Okay, I'm just planning out how I want to do this, because remember, I also want to take out the wardroom. So here's what we're going to do. We're going to take a chance here.
Everything.
This could go badly, but we'll see. So a slashing flourish ranged is going to let me target him, and I can't target that. Path is interrupted. Can I do it from over here? The reason is they're going to come up this ladder and immediately come up this ladder, and I don't want to do that. I don't want to get them in a position where they can come up the ladder with normal movement and then shove me off. There I can hit, and there I can hit. Okay, so Dror does not have any resistances here. That takes care of the war drum. Gets some damage onto Dror there. Now, when her turn comes up, she's going to reapply Hunter's Mark so that her next turn we can get
What's cooking?
more damage into him. So, this warrior is going to want to come up this ladder next turn. So again, I need to be a little careful about that. Ooh, is everybody baned?
There's blood in the air.
Sharp Eye Rue and Warrior Huck are baned. Interesting. I guess somehow Astarion triggering that because he's wearing the gloves of power and he's branded. Baned them. Very interesting, but very strange also.
Let's go.
And now one of these is not the Sharp Eye probably, but Kagran is probably going to want to move up this ladder right next to Gale, but I don't think he has enough movement to get there without dashing. Path is interrupted there. Still interrupted there. Okay, here we go. So we'll bring Gale into this. Okay, and Dror has 12 hit points left. Gale can now move back out of the way.
Step to it. Go for the throat.
Okay, Astarion's used his movement, so he is done.
Dice roll in my favor.
And now Karlach is left, and with 12 hit points... I'm going to have her chuck a smoke powder bomb down here.
Shadow lag.
And hopefully kill Dror. And again, at this point, I would prefer... Well, here's what's going to happen. This is AoE, right? So it's going to hit him if he survives. He's going to use a legendary action to cast Devoted Galvanism. However, Narvas probably is not going to survive this because of the blast radius. And Kagran might not either. So there might not be anybody within 5 meters of him to get that legendary action. So let's go ahead and chuck this down there and see what happens.
Ought to do it.
That's outstanding. Okay. So Dror is now gone. We don't have to worry about any legendary actions from him. We've got a couple of people that are seriously hurt and they're baned, and the Devout is going to be a bit of a problem for us. But I'm going to immediately walk down these stairs. I want Karlach to get down here because they're probably not going to come up. Well, the Devout definitely will not come up. Perfect. Love it. I'm going to be targeting the Devout. Alright, so... let's go into hiding here.
We'll do it my way.
Karlach will be able to get rid of him.
Over here.
Now we have advantage on the Devout. 28 damage. And that was not a crit. That was because we're throwing in +5 strength modifier from the Titan weapon. And we rolled really well on our sneak attack. So that was a huge damage roll there. That was nice. That puts him into invisibility as well.
Quickly.
So now I'm going to get Astarion down below.
No gloom, all doom.
And Gale, I'm not too worried about things. I just want to keep Gale out of... I want to keep his action economy, is what I want to do. So I would be utilizing cantrips here to do it, to do any damage here. And that's going to use up almost all my movement. I don't want to get Gale in a position to do that. So let's try and move over here.
Indeed.
See if we have line of sight. We do. And then I'll just move him back again.
My turn.
Alright, so Karlach has an interesting choice here. Target's too far. target's too far. So... perfect. Let's see if I can pass through all that.
Jimmy on the go.
Okay.
Still on my feet. No hesitation.
There's a parasite in
Outstanding.
that corpse, brimming with potent magic.
All right, so those two fights went about as well as they could go. To be completely truthful, I didn't expect them to be one-turn kills on both of them. I actually did on Minthara. I did not expect to get a first-turn kill on Dror Ragzlin, though. That was well played. And there's the arrow of Ilmater that I that I needed earlier. So we're going to send these to Astarion, and now things get a little delicate here. And what I mean by that is that the entire camp is now hostile, and Sazza is standing right here. Okay? If we anger, if Sazza goes hostile, she's going to be temporarily hostile. But still, if she goes hostile, we want her to live. We want her to show up at Moonrise with Minthara. So we're gonna try not to anger her. If we do anger her and bring her into combat, then we're going to try and either leave combat or something like that, rather than trying to knock her out. The reason is that her hit points are just so low that sometimes a damage rider can knock her out. And I would prefer not to take the chance on any of that. Okay, so we're going to go loot Dror Ragzlin. We're going to get a Mind Flayer Parasite Specimen. We're going to get a key that we'll use here in a second. And we get Faithbreaker. This is just a +1 Warhammer. Nothing really special about it. Okay, so we're encumbered. Not too worried about that, though. Whoops. And the other thing is that the spiders are also not hostile right now. Okay. So... we're going to drop a bunch of stuff over onto Karlach. And we're going to head back here to the back. Now, you don't want to walk too far toward the front of this, because there are 3 patrolling goblins up there that we don't want to get into it with just yet. We have something planned for them. And again, as usual, I'm going to loot everything back here. I'm just going to do this to emphasize the fact that this is what I would do normally. The rest of the playthrough, I'm not going to loot hardly anything. I will loot it all off stream. Okay, but in honor mode, you loot everything that is not tied down. Here's where the key works. And you have this huge pile of stuff that when you click on it is an extraordinary disappointment. So, we'll click on it. We're only going to get 500 gold out of this. Looks like there should be a few thousand here, but it is what it is. So we get the Amulet of Selûne's Chosen. This gives you Selûne's Dream, which is basically 1d8 healing. However, it could possibly put them to sleep. If they're immune to sleep, however, this is a free heal. So on any of your elvish characters that are immune to sleep, then Selûne's Dream is going to be a 1d8 heal. You gain Gloves of the Growling Underdog. Now, if you don't have anything else, these can be very important because you gain advantage on melee attack rolls when you're surrounded by 2 or more foes. Especially for your frontline tank melee characters, this can be very useful, especially if they're not barbarians and you have reckless attack, where you can gain advantage on your attack rolls. This allows you a way to get advantage when you're in the middle of a fight. And last is the Spring Step Boots. Whenever you dash, you gain momentum, and momentum is basically just 1.5 meters of additional movement speed. And then all that gold just magically disappears. Okay, so now we're going to bring everybody kind of back here.
Quite ready for you. The coward's route. Adventure awaits. Careful, I bite.
And I just want to put into everybody in hiding, and I'm going to do this here in a
Ready,
second
Shy?
anyway.
All right.
Still breathing, despite everything.
Okay, and I'm going to group these 3 and make sure that they all go into hiding.
Friendly-looking shadow.
Astarion
What a day.
is going to go to work. Okay. So out here, we have 3 patrolling goblins. Here, a warrior, 23 hit points. And I'm going to come over here, and then I'm going to go into hiding.
Leave no trace. They won't see me coming.
And I'm not going to push this. Here, a brawler with 14, and here a sharp eye with 19. Okay, we want to try and one-shot these enemies as much as possible. Okay, actually there's 4. I take that back. There's 3 down here and 1 up top. We want to one-shot these enemies as much as we possibly can. And it's going to be hard with some of them because of the hit point totals. 23 is
Should stay crouched.
rather high for us to be dealing with a single shot from Astarion. But again, the reason I'm doing this is because I don't want to take the chance of
Play close.
angering everybody else out there. All right?
The elements.
So what we're going to do is kind of manage the Nova Burst at the start of combat. And then we're going to utilize the hide mechanic and or the invisibility from the Deathstalker mantle to reset combat once we finished it. And you'll see kind of how this works. So I'm going to wait, see where this first goblin gets to. Okay, so he stops here. This one stops there. Okay, he's going to come farther down. I'm just watching their patrol patterns. So, want to watch Warrior Bez is going to be my first target here. I want to be careful of the detection cones when I move out here. And if these people over here enter into combat, like the 3 that are back here, I don't care about that as much. Okay. I'm going to go into turn-based mode. And I'm going to start this off with a sneak attack. Okay, he's dead. So I'm going to immediately take advantage of my invisibility to move back out of the way. These 2 are going to dash toward Astarion's last location, and since he's invisible, they're going to look around. They're going to do their detect presence, and combat's going to reset. Okay, and now those 2 are dead, and nobody is the wiser. All right, now you want to give it a little bit to settle down, because before they move back into their regular stuff. You see, they're kind of moving around out here, and things are a little chaotic. But after a while, they will go back to their normal positions. Right? So now I'm going to try and focus on the other warrior over here. And to do that, I'm going to do it from above.
Silent as the grave.
And I'm not going to do it. I'm not going to initiate the attack from up above. I'm going to utilize up above here to get into position. Because now these 2 are not patrol, or they don't patrol. This one here patrols. You can watch his detection cone, where it goes. So it goes up. This corner is free. Here's a second detection cone from this one. And again, this corner is free. So I can jump into that corner without breaking stealth. I want to immediately come down here. No. Where are you going? Where are you going? Oh, pathing. Pathing, pathing, pathing. Okay, now remember, I have the bridge intact. This is what makes this a little bit easier to deal with. Now, I do have to watch out for the enemies who are in here, because their detection cones can come through this wall here. So I need to be careful, and I won't go around behind this. So now I'm going to start and start a next attack here against Clack, and I want to position myself in a location where I'm as far away from him as I can get and still have the advantage from being in hiding. Okay, so this is good. So I'm going to go ahead and get my attack off. I'm actually going to wait till he's down at the other end. Doesn't matter if you don't, though. Okay, so I didn't kill him, but now my action economy has reset. Because of Assassinate Initiative, I have advantage on this attack again. That makes me invisible.
Be quick.
We don't have to go into hiding here, but since I have a free bonus action, I'm going to.
Just like old times.
And now they're going to reset. Minthara is still safely knocked out over here. That's that red icon. Okay. So now that is the method I'm going to do to clear out as much of this camp as I can on the interior. Okay, we don't have to clean out the interior of this camp. That's important to say right off the bat. We do not have to be doing this. We can fast travel out of here. But I want the XP. Okay. So here I'm going to wait. Since I got here a little late. Okay, he's moving. That's good. One shot at him.
Don't linger.
I'm going to move out of the way. While invisibility is active, go into hiding.
Not a sound.
Perfect. And this is the power that Astarion with the Assassin subclass and Assassinate has. Okay, so now we're going to have to deal with the goblin up top. Because her detection cone, you can see it here. Actually, we'll try and deal with this bottom one. You can see her detection cone here. I'm gonna have to wait for him to come back before we trigger this. And we may have to move into her detection range up top to make this attack with advantage. Nope. Okay. So I am now going to, with initiative, take another attack here. That's a kill.
Don't linger.
Okay, and now you can see people aggroed. Sazza is not in this list. Okay? These are people from the room next door. From this room here. Sazza is standing right there, but she's not aggroed. You have to attack somebody close or within a sight line of Sazza for her to aggro. Okay, so you can attack people in this room without her aggroing, but you need to be kind of stealthy about it. And now I'm going to again use my
The subtle approach.
bonus action just to hide here. I can dash a little bit
This
farther
way.
back just to get completely out of the way, and their combat reset because I got too far away, which was good. So that was basically flee combat, getting 30 meters away from an enemy. So let's head back out here, check this detection cone. So now she moved away. So we're going to head up here and we're going to deal with her.
I'm so tired.
We're going to
How do
move right
people
to this
do this all
corner where her
day?
detection cone does not reach. And we're going to get ready to come up behind her. I'm ready to go into turn-based mode. Okay, that puts me into combat. Nobody is the wiser.
Stepping softly.
Okay, I guess I didn't loot the wooden chest up here. Alright. So now we're going to go deal with this. Okay. Only one of them patrols, and it's Sharp Eye Nass here. So we just want to watch her detection cone. Go into turn-based mode. I want to get rid of her because of the shifting detection cone that she has. I don't want to deal with it anymore. He's dead. I'm invisible.
A better position. Into the shadows. Outmaneuver them.
Okay, and now we're going to get detect presence. Combat resets. And again, the only reason I'm doing this is because of the possibility of aggroing Sazza. I don't want that to happen. So I want to try and take these out as stealthy as I can be. I'm going to go after Eve over here, because Eve summoned the Warg Companion. Ooh. Okay. Let's just go ahead and go after Neem then. Oh, okay. That, of course, makes sense. So I'm going to go into hiding here
They won't know what bit them.
and move out of the way. I had a free shot there. As long as I have my bonus action, I can hide, trigger this effect, and with his movement speed, get more than far enough away. So you can watch the detection cones. Actually, I don't have them. You're not able to see them on her turn. Combat resets. Do it again. Okay, after this, we're going to have a little more traditional combat, don't worry. Perfect. Alright, so now we're going to bring everybody else out of here. Now that this room is clear, I can safely walk them through here. I don't want to go walking around just willy-nilly here, so I'm going to be somewhat careful about this.
Gods are watching me.
Willy-nilly, sorry, American term. And we'll search the bodies.
Let's have a look.
Smoke powder bomb is always useful in honor mode. Always. Okay, and now we're gonna head back here. And before I go down, okay, we can come down this side. And then we don't have to make our way out here into this main room and try and sneak our way around. We certainly can. It's just, it's a pain.
Let's march.
Now that this room's open, we can just make our way in here this way. Okay. Now, inside here, once we go into here, everyone, again, is hostile at this point. So we want to make sure that once we go in here, we're probably going to immediately get dropped into combat. It kind of depends on some placement. But once we're in here, again, we're going to be focusing on just taking everybody out and minimizing our action economy while doing it. Okay. So, this is what I mean. When you come in here, you're going to be brought in, and the placement here of Warrior Plague is always like this. Okay? So, if we look now, the entire room is hostile. Halsin is here, so he is going to help during this fight, which is really good for us. Okay, and I think Astarion can probably get here and still attack him. Can. So we're going to cunning action hide.
Time for a new approach.
And get a sneak attack here. Okay, so we did not one-shot him. I want to remove this detection cone.
Get me up, would you?
Got 6 left.
What to do?
Can I attack from here? Yes, I can.
Cutting to the chase.
I don't care about the Portent die. I just wish I would have rolled 1 hit point higher than that.
Bad for one's back, this.
Okay, well, I'm not going to have any choice here
Hungry for the slaughter.
because Warrior Plague is going to be acting really soon, and I don't want him to get an attack on me, so
Dignified position to find oneself in. This feels
let's
good.
see. I can move Astarion out of the way. It's going to free up that back spot for Gale to be in. I should have switched his staff back out, but forgot to. What's my percent chance to hit? 88%. Should be the same. Yep. Alright.
The dance macabre.
We're gonna get a dash here. That's good. They're gonna dash and disengage. Definitely want to kill them before they get out of this room. Okay, and Gale has his next turn, or his movement.
On my way.
Another dash and disengage. They'll go after the gate. The other one will sit there and not do anything. And now we're going to... Beastmaster Zerk is next up. This isn't going to matter as much. He's going to be dead. Okay, so now Karlak.
Tactical.
Absolutely going to frenzy. Absolutely going to get a reckless attack here. Okay, that was a low roll. Where are the detection cones here? Astarion is out of sight. Good. And she has an option of moving toward the gate or away from it. She chose death by moving toward the gate, so the cutscene killed her. Okay, now we need to get rid of Beastmaster Zerk here. That's just it. Got a 75% chance to hit right now, but I'm out of sight, so I'm going to hide.
Ready or not?
I was going to get sneak attack damage either way because Zerk is threatened. But now I have a much better chance to hit. Now I'm invisible. So let's move down here. Ooh, that was a mistake. That was a mistake.
Let's go.
Okay. Yeah, that was a mistake. I didn't think about where 3 rolled in the initiative order here. She's gonna leave. Yep. That's the problem. They don't have to run all the way to the door. They can disappear all the way back here. So, I don't think it matters. Normally what happens when they leave is the 3 guards that are outside get drawn in here with you. Since they're already dead, I don't think it matters. But still, that wasn't great.
Swiftly now.
I won't give in. Swift as my feet can carry me.
Okay, he's gonna go let the wargs out. That's not a problem for us, though. I just want to make sure I get to somewhere where they have to dash to get to me on the next turn. I still want to do damage this turn, though. 55% is not great. Neither is 60, but it's
Need to
better.
do it.
Outstanding. Now that he's down. Okay. Warg's gonna dash. Perfectly fine. Halsin's gonna go after him. Alright. And from here, I'm gonna free up Halsin again. I can hit from here. Nice. Okay, I can't. My regular arrow shot will work, but my sneak attack won't. Doesn't matter though.
Let's move.
And I'm invisible again.
Unleash me. Certainly.
Don't really care if Gale hits or not.
They're dying for me. All of them. Best be on my way.
Okay, so now Karlak can get down here.
Incoming.
And we will end that. I can't get over there for my Great Weapon Master attack. I don't have the movement, but I can throw another javelin.
My little trick.
Don't forget about enrage throw. That's especially if you're carrying a bunch of stuff like that. He can throw boots and armor and everything else using a bonus action. So don't sleep on that.
Pardon the viscera. One should cherish all of nature's bounty, but goblin guts are quite far down the list. You aided a bear without knowing if it would savage you. A true friend of nature. Or perhaps a lunatic. Either way, I owe thanks. I am the druid Halsin. Yes, but just Halsin will suffice. Unbecoming to demand honorifics from the one who saved my hide. Parasites in your head. You mean you have one of them? Oak Father preserve you, child. You're infected, aren't you? The Mind Flayer's spawn. But something's different. You're aware of the monster inside you. You don't bow to the Absolute like the true souls do. How is this possible? Perhaps. But I wouldn't want to place all my faith in blind luck. You weren't speaking lightly when you said you needed help. Let me tell you what I know. I've been studying these parasites for a while now. Ever since I discovered these so-called true souls are infected with them. Someone is using very powerful magic to modify these tadpoles. They're using them to exert control over the infected. I'm sorry to say, I can't undo that magic, which means I can't cure you. But that doesn't mean I can't help. I didn't find what I came here for, a way to remove the tadpoles, but I found the next best thing. I found out where they come from. That must be where these enchantments are placed on them. And it's where you'll find your cure. I overheard that the cultists are sending all of their captives to Moonrise Towers. Innocents go in, true souls come out. Given that all of these true souls are infected, it has to be the source for this magic. If you want to find a cure, you must head there and discover how the tadpoles are being manipulated. Gladly, but first I must return to the Grove. As you made short work of the Goblins' leaders, there's nothing stopping me. Come join me in your own time. I can see to some matters there, and we can discuss what comes next amidst more bucolic surroundings than here.
Okay, so because the Goblin leaders are dead, Halsin is going to take off. Otherwise, you would have the opportunity to bring him into your party and help take out the Goblin leaders. We just don't need him in our party to do that. So let's go ahead and
What's the story?
do some quick searching in here. And actually, I'm just going to pick up the Linebreaker boots. Once per turn, when you dash, you gain Wrath for 2 turns. Wrath is a +1 bonus to damage with melee weapons for every turn the condition is remaining. Okay, as for the rest of it, I will come back here and clean up the rest of this stuff later. But what I want to do is search this pile of bones. This has the Warg Fang. Goblins have disadvantage on attack rolls against the wielder. Okay, so at this point, I can do a couple of things with that. But for now, I'm going to put this on Astarion. He's dual wielding anyway. He's got Assassin's Touch on, which is, you know, nice, I guess, for any creatures that are knocked out or sleeping, which is really when it becomes more useful here. The Steel Forged Short Sword's a +1 short sword, which is nice, but I'm going to replace it. Because I am going to be using Gale to put goblins to sleep out in the main outside area. And that's going to let Astarion get sneak attack damage with a necrotic damage rider on top of it, which is going to mean he's going to be able to burst out a lot more. Okay.
Breathe deep.
So,
Move.
as for the rest of this, all I'm going to do is have Carlite pick up her javelins again. And the rest of it, I'll come back and loot off stream.
Moving in. I'll give it a shot.
Alright, so we're going to put everybody in hiding, and we're going to break our group
Nice and easy.
and take Astarion out here. Because we're going to do a little cleanup work out here. Just like we had been doing previously. Now this room, like I say, is where things can get a little tricky. You don't have to do this room. You can bypass it entirely. The reason I say it's tricky is because Sazza is in this room. And
Mind if I do?
we don't want to kill Sazza. And an easy way not to kill Sazza is not to bring Sazza into combat. It's just that simple. I don't know if I've searched all this stuff, right? Yes, I have. There's just that one chest up here I guess I didn't search. So we're going to make our attacks from the high ground. Now the detection cones don't exist up here. So if you see a detection cone like this, it's not actually there. Okay, I'll go step into it and show you. See? Those detection cones do not exist. So you can freely move anywhere up here. There's a ladder over here that they can use to get up to you. There's a ladder right here that they can use to get up to you. So keep those things in mind when you are executing your attacks here. So I want to get attacks on people that I know are going to be guaranteed, well, as close as I can guarantee them to be one hits. And that means that we have trackers that are 11 hit points and that sort of stuff out here that we want to focus, because some of the others may get a little harder to kill. And it looks like we've only got one tracker out. And there's Sazza. You can see she's got a yellow outline. She is not hostile. Everybody else has got a red outline. So if she goes hostile, she's going to be temporarily hostile. She won't be permanently hostile like everybody else down here. So let's actually just go ahead and do this. Let's step up to the corner here. Actually, let's focus on these two. They're at 20 hit points. And we're gonna, again, hit control in case I pass my stealth check. Oh, boy. Okay.
For discretion. Just like old times.
They're gonna come investigate. You can see they're climbing up the ladder. And that's why I kind of do it over here in this corner, so that they investigate there and they don't move farther down here. If I can get Warlock Grease here, I'll do it. If he's gonna stay bugged. Okay, that started combat just between the two of us. The enemy's surprised, so this is going to end very quickly.
Like a wraith. Quiet.
Because if I get a surprise round, things are over. Okay, so that takes care of the two that were up here. And now let's see who I can get. It's hard because of the cameras here. Let's wait and go into turn-based mode. I'm going to see if I can get an attack here where I can get a sneak attack. I can't. Nope. We'll see when they come back. Because again, you do not want to hit Sazza with anything here. And that's why bringing Halsin out, well, you have control of Halsin, so it's not that big a deal, but still. Hopefully I can get... Okay, perfect. So.
At last.
19. I passed my stealth check. Okay, so there's the initiative. Okay, so now I need to make a kill here, or I need to get out of the I need to get out of dodge. Okay, and that's what I'm going to do here. I'm going to cunning action hide because they're all coming up. Nope, I've got some coming up the other side as well. Sazza is still not in combat. So I'm going to cunning action hide. Going to use my full action to dash.
Yes, here.
I'm going to get down here. There you go. And they're all going to go back to their spots. Okay, so now I'm going to have to be moving farther out into this room. And here is where Sazza is probably going to get drawn into combat at some point.
Sunset can't come quickly enough. Just like old times. Gently.
Here they come. Okay, and I'm going to hover over turn-based mode here. Oof. Just in case. Torturer Spike got a little close there. Okay, calm down, Torturer Spike. Let's go. He might be stuck. So we're going to move... Now, we'll do it from back here. Oh, and that one shot him. Astarion. Hitting hard.
Let's keep to the shadows.
Okay. And that took him out. He's one of the more dangerous people on the field here.
Stay low.
Okay, so now let's get ourselves in a position where we can work on Lookout Grush here. And again, the enemies are now getting closer to Sazza. So there's a chance that we're going to bring her into combat here. Target's outside normal range there. Still good. Okay. Sazza is still not in combat, which is good. That did not trigger invisibility for some reason. So I think we're at a position now where I can probably drag them to me.
Leave no trace. Step quick.
They should go up to the top, run out of movement, do detect presence, and end combat. Perfect. Now, where's... Okay, Gribbo's over here. Not too worried about Gribbo. Not too worried about the tracker either. So all we have is trackers left. So this is good, because I can one-shot them really easily. Wait until they come back. Okay, here we go.
They won't see me coming.
Okay. Stealth failed, not too worried about it. Now you can see Sazza's in combat. But you can see she has the temporarily hostile trait. The others do not. Okay? So you can knock her out now, but you don't really have to. And we'll kind of illustrate that here. I'm going to use... I'm taking a chance in doing this. But I'm going to use my cunning action dash.
On my way.
That refreshed my invisibility. And now I can get back out of the way. If I'd have missed that shot, I would not have been able to go into hiding again. And now when Gribbo comes up here, she's going to look around, not see anything. Combat's going to end, and Sazza is going to go back to being yellow.
Neither seen nor heard. Move unseen.
And that will end that. Now this room is completely cleared out. Sazza is still yellow.
Let's go. On tippy toes.
Okay.
Step carefully.
Why is my bard taking forever to get here? Okay.
Let's think ahead.
Yeah, I'm not going to loot anything yet, but what I am going to do is move down here and just illustrate this, because we are completely cleared out now. There are no enemies that are left. Okay, there are still enemies down here, but the only one in this room left is Sazza.
Something's on my mind.
Those teeth. Those horrible teeth. Take this. It's everything I've got. I won't try and get you killed again. Promise. Just let me go. I tell you anything, and my life ain't worth a rat's breakfast. Dunno, never repaid anything. But you've been square with me, true? What do you want to know? I saw Dror Ragzlin stash some stuff behind the waterfall, near the bridge. You want it? It's yours. It's all yours. Is that it? Can I go? She's got all kinds of booyarg. Sickly tasting stuff. Might make your limbs grow back, but it's as sour as a bugbear's whittle.
Okay. So, you can have a conversation with Sazza after all of that's done. After you've killed everybody around her, you can have a conversation with her. Now, what you will not be able to do is loot the bodies while you are in sight of her. So you'll need to be in hiding when you loot these bodies. She is not a guard, so she will not come looking for you if you loot something while you're in hiding. So feel free to do it. You can talk to her again and turn her in various directions so that her detection code is not overlapping a body if you want to loot it. But she's just here. That's it. She's just waiting on things to play out. And at this point, she is going to end up in, as long as we don't do anything to aggro her, she's going to end up in Moonrise
Walk
Towers.
in death.
Okay. So now, a couple of last things in here. The spiders are down here. Now, if you look at our XP, we need another 262 XP to level up.
Just out a few.
I'm just waiting.
So, before actually I
Out
do
of sight,
that...
out of mind.
No, I can do this. This will be fine. Okay, there is a weird way to get down there, and it's not a good way. So be careful where you click
Just like old
around
times.
here. We're going to kill these spiders.
Time to die.
Okay, the enemy's surprised. Which gets me guaranteed crit. I'm invisible.
This will do nicely.
He can't heal himself, actually, now that I think about it.
Now they see me, keep them guessing.
And as long as you're doing this from up here, he's not going to move.
Let's have a little fun.
Perfect. More free XP.
Let's see what you're hiding.
Stay low.
Now here, this detection cone is coming from Brakal here. So there's nothing you're going to be able to do about this detection cone.
Be very, very quiet.
Let's like.
And then we have these three goblins here.
Oh, I'm liable to smash
Right.
your face if you go casting axe.
Silent as the grave.
We want to try and get rid of the warrior. His detection cone is the one that's blocking this all up. Okay, I'm invisible again. So I should be able to get another kill here. Re-trigger invisibility. Or just miss.
Ready or not?
And now this is a bit of a problem. Because I can't wander into Brakal's detection cone here. Or else it will knock me out of stealth.
Time to move.
But their detection cones might find Astarion when they come to investigate here. Don't think it will there though. Okay, yep, they knocked him out of hiding.
Let's move. Let's find some prey. Spill some blood.
Okay, now I'm invisible.
This will do nicely.
Astarion's a one-man killing machine.
Let's not get caught off guard. Free for the taking. Light on my feet.
Oh, camera weirding
Don't
out.
wanna think about why my eye is itching.
Okay, now we're gonna have a talk with Brakal here. Actually, let's go have Astarion see if he can detect this
ahead.
first.
Keep your distance, darling. A trap.
He did perceive that there was a trap there. Okay, now we'll lockpick this.
Should be easy.
that's a good call, Lord Henry. It's like we're playing the Hitman games. And when you're doing honor mode, it's one of those things. Before I open this door, I'll just quickly comment on that. I know Astarion sneaking around and doing this combat a little bit at a time like this probably is not the most engaging gameplay. I'll be the first to admit that. It takes longer. I'm not rushing in, beating up a whole bunch of people. I get all of that. Honor mode is one of those things where if you make one mistake, you can end your playthrough. If I go into that room and I trigger everybody, and the warlock throws a hold person on somebody, or, I get a crit thrown against Gale or Astarion, and they die in one shot, things can go really, really bad. So that's why, especially in here, and especially doubly with Sazza in the mix, I'm playing this how I am. When I get outside, I'm going to thin the herd a little bit with Astarion. Most definitely, I am. But there will come a time when I'm not going to do it anymore, and I will bring them all up to me and fight when I feel safe to do so.
Is that blood? No, never mind.
Look at where the Absolutes love gotten. Dead! Thanks for breaking me out. Gonna find me a new tribe. One that appreciates the old ways.
Okay, I wish there was more to Brakal's storyline. There doesn't seem to be, though. So now I'm down to 167
What path lies before me?
XP that I need to level up. And that equates to 9 goblins, basically. You get 20 XP for killing each one of them. Some of the bosses, you get more. But for the most part, you're going to gain 20 XP for killing the goblins. Right? So, we've got some more in this room, and this might be the last group I'm going to be able to deal with here. And what I'm probably actually going to do is move everybody back here. Because I'm really close to Sazza. And I will probably go kill the ogre downstairs as well.
Shall we?
Because she's still alive.
Never a dull moment.
Bother.
Stealth mode activated.
Step quick.
Oh, camera.
Someone there? On the hunt. How about this?
Okay, and in this room, we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So we've got 6 more inside this room. So the warriors are going to be the problem. They have the biggest hit point tallies.
You're mine.
Okay, they're surprised. Which means I'm getting crits now. So I would actually probably like to kill him. Because I'm pretty... Well, let's not take a chance. Don't mess around. Okay.
A better position. Leave no trace.
she'll just head back up top, and here goes the whole I can't shoot through doors thing again.
Move unseen.
I hate that. Yeah, can't shoot through doors. Okay, now I got a surprise round on the tracker here, which is actually really good for us. But the problem's going to be this could get iffy,
This way.
but why not? This is a crit. Okay, they're surprised. These two are not, though. Okay, so now with 4 left, I can increase that chance to hit. And that's really good for us because that removes a major detection cone that's keeping us from getting in that room.
Leave tracks.
Because now I have a way up top without getting detected.
Easy.
Whoa, 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 whoa. He still sees me? Or sees that whole... Okay.
I need to rest.
So,
Sunset can't come
I guess the
quickly enough.
question is, can I get a shot on him? I can.
Like a wraith. Quietly.
They're gonna go investigate. Might as well kill her while I'm down here. Oh, we can't see through the doors again. We can't shoot through the doors again.
Tread carefully. Into the shadows.
And not moving, so now we're clear.
They won't see me coming.
And this is going to be the last room I clear out. We started an hour early here today because I have an appointment down at the city today. So this is going to end it off really, really well. So this is the last enemy in this room. Actually, let's not. We're getting better damage with the Titan string bow. He's surprised.
Sounds like fun.
Perfect. And now we are 22 away from being able to level up to level 5. So we are definitely going to go down to...
If not over, then through.
Glut's Sanctum here. And I guess this will be the last thing. I've got time for this.
Alright, time to skulk about.
Can't see a thing from down here. Now what?
Now you need to be a little careful with the detection cones here. For Polma.
Stepping softly.
Okay. So we got a sneak attack. She is surprised. So now, again, crits. Okay.
Soldier. Halfling.
Because Polma is not somebody to be underestimated with 97 hit points. But with her facing away from us, that was an extraordinarily low roll. I didn't check her resistances though. She doesn't have any. So that was the world's crappiest roll. Yeah, I rolled a 2 for my damage.
Surprised you spotted me. I venture forth.
Was she at 36?
What now? Time to press ahead.
Still have all my my rests as well, so we're going to do a defensive flourish here. Missed that.
Rather stand tall. Let's explore.
It's quite a range on that. Let me see if I can get Will back here. I can. Okay.
Let's have some carnage.
I'm gonna leave him here, but with his bonus action, I'm gonna put him into hide. What is... Okay, I'll hide so I can start off with that sneak attack.
Behold the dance of death. This is gonna feel good.
And we're going to... I don't think we'll need it. It doesn't matter though, because I'll be taking a short rest. And looky there.
How much farther can I go?
So we are going to start off next week with a level up. Now level 5, just as a quick preview, level 5 is an important level for us. We are going to do a respec, but we're not going to do a respec before we clear out the outside. We're going to continue on with our current builds just to get us through that, but we will be respecing, looking, everybody except for Karlach. We are going to be respecing here at level 5, so we can put us on slightly different paths to doing things. So should be a very, very interesting episode next week when we head back to the Grove. I'm going to spend some time off camera looting all of this stuff so I can, and selling it all off, so that you don't have to watch any of that. But I think that brings us to a good point to break the cut. So thank you all very much for being here and for coming back after the power outage. I certainly do appreciate that. And again, Ostamura, thank you for the first super ever on my live stream. I don't know what to say. Thank you all very much for the support that you've shown me here, because as always, without your support, none of this would be possible. this is Commander Dror saying, until next time, fare thee well.